innocent day. My name is TatiV, and if you're a true crime lover like me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I do try to post 2 videos a week, that is Mondays and Fridays. Mondays, I post whatever I'm in the mood for, whatever case I feel like talking about. It could be in the form of a case, or maybe I can read a true crime book, just whatever I'm feeling. And Friday, I have a series called Freaky Friday where we discuss all things freaky. So if any of that interests you, you might as well stick around, subscribe. Today's video, as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about the Hart family and the heartbreaking case of the Hart family. You see what I did there? So I'm just gonna stop talking, getting straight into the video. Sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy some crime time. Warning, this content is for educational purposes only. Some viewers might find this disturbing. Parental discretion is advised. I forgot to mention that this video does contain minor details of children getting abused. Jennifer Hart was born on June 4th, 1979. Sarah Margaret Hart was born on April 8th, 1979. Both of the women were from South Dakota, Jennifer being from Huron, South Dakota, and Sarah being from Big Stone City, South Dakota. They were both the eldest sibling. Sarah was 1 out of 3 siblings, and Jennifer was 1 out of 2 siblings. Jennifer attended Huron High School, and Sarah attended a high school in Minnesota. Sarah attended University of Minnesota. She transferred to the University of Minnesota, where Jennifer attended, and that is where they met and began their relationship. They both majored in elementary education, Sarah focusing on special education. Sarah graduated in 2002, and Jennifer basically dropped out. In 2004, they moved to Alexandria, Minnesota, where they both worked at a department store. Jennifer eventually became a stay-at-home mom, while Sarah worked as a manager at the department store. In 2005, Sarah wanted to take on Jennifer's last name, so she went down to the courts to do so. In 2009, the couple got married, and at that time, same-sex marriage was still illegal in some states of the United States. Before the Hart women adopted 6 children, they adopted a 15-year-old girl. 1 week before their 6 children were to arrive, they dropped the 15-year-old girl off at her therapist's appointment. The therapist told her that her foster parents weren't coming back to get her. This should have been the first red flag. In June of 2008, Jennifer and Sarah adopted 6 children from diverse backgrounds. Abigail was born in 2003. Hannah Jean was born in 2002. Marcus Hart was born in 1998. Sierra was born in 2005. Dante Jordan was born in 2002. And Jeremiah Hart was born in 2004. The Hart women adopted 2 sets of siblings. Jeremiah, Sierra, and Devante were siblings, and Marcus, Abigail, and Hannah were siblings. Jeremiah Jennifer's biological mother lost custody due to substance abuse the children were giving to their parental aunt, Priscilla. Priscilla fought hard to keep custody of the kids. She even upgraded her home from a 3-bedroom house to a 5-bedroom house. The children's biological mother weren't allowed to have any contact with her. The foster agency found out that Priscilla allowed the mother to babysit the children under supervision while she worked. The children were taken away from the aunt and put into foster care, which led to Jennifer and Sarah adopting them. I stated before that the children were from ethnic backgrounds, so the women completed 15 hours of training on racial diversity. Jennifer and Sarah would often post pictures of their family on Facebook, showing off activities they had done, a little bit of shopping, a look into their vegetarian lifestyle, first day of homeschool, and the children tapping into their artistic side. This is the perfect example of looks can be deceiving, and don't believe everything you see on the internet. In 2008, while the family was residing in Minnesota, Hannah's teacher noticed a bruise on her left arm. Hannah told the teacher she was hit by Jennifer with a belt. On another occasion, Hannah told her school nurse that she was hungry and she did not eat all the day. Sarah told the school nurse that she was, quote, just playing the food guard, end quote, and she was only to be given water. In 2010, 6-year-old Abigail told her teacher that she had owies on her tummy and back. Her teacher notified Child Protective Services, which led to a criminal investigation. 6 months later, Sarah was charged with malicious punishment of a child and misdemeanor domestic assault. She only served 1 year of community service. Abigail was abused because Jennifer thought she had stolen a penny that fell out of her pocket, so this was her punishment. In my personal opinion, this incident should have led to these babies being removed from the home, or they should have been given stricter rules. The children were removed from public schools by the Hart women and were homeschooled. The children never returned to public school. In 2013, the couple moved their family to Oregon. Family, friends, and neighbors reported signs of abuse to authorities. 2 of the family friends said that the children were told to raise their hands before speaking. They weren't allowed to wish each other a happy birthday, and they weren't allowed to laugh at the dinner table. The children were fed in small portions. When they came out of the house, they had to walk in a single file line. Another family friend said that one night Jennifer ordered pizza, but she gave each of them a very small slice. When the children did yoga, they were forced to be in very uncomfortable positions. If they did something the women did not like, they were forced to sit in a dark room for hours. After authorities were notified of this, they held separate interviews for each of the Hart family members and interviews with the witnesses. When Jennifer was interviewed, she basically played the victim. She said that she was targeted because her and her wife were 2 lesbian mothers with 6 African American children. No one understood their discipline actions of their alternative lifestyles. The police officer while attending a Black Lives Matter protest with his family. To most people, this was a photo of a kid who may have been hurt about the injustice that is going on in the world. But now, knowing the backstory of Dante's life, this was definitely a cry out for help. In 2017, the Hart women packed up their children and moved again to Woodland, Washington. In August, at around 1:30 a.m., Hannah jumped out of her second-story bedroom window and ran to the neighbor's house. She begged the neighbors to not bring her back. She said, quote, "Don't make me go back. They're racist and they abuse us," end quote. According to an interview that the neighbors did, the couple said that the children started off asking for snacks and quickly began asking for meals, and they would ask them to leave non-perishable items by the fence. The neighbors figured out that they were asking for help and contacted Child Protective Services. The neighbors also said in the interview that the children were really small. One of them, who was 12, looked like she was 7 years old. She was missing 2 of her teeth. The wife met Jennifer once, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. Jennifer found Hannah at the neighbor's house and explained to them that Hannah was lying and the children would act out because they were, quote, drug babies, and Hannah's biological mother was bipolar. A caseworker attempted to contact Jen and Sarah multiple times. The first time on March 23rd, 2018, 3 days before the murders, and on the day of the murders, but the family was already gone. On March 26, 2018, Sarah Hart texted her boss saying that she was sick and she would not be able to make it in the next day. The family packed up in their GMC Yukon Extra Large for their final road trip. They traveled down the U.S. Highway 101 from their home in Woodlawn, Washington to Mendocino, California. I'm not 100% sure if they were traveling through California when this incident happened or if California was their destination. Jennifer drove their SUV off of a 100-foot cliff on California State Route 1 in Mendocino County, California. The bodies of 19-year-old Marcus Hart, 14-year-old Abigail Hart, and 12-year-old Sierra Hart were found in or near the SUV. Jennifer and Sarah's bodies were found alongside the children. 10 months later, Hannah Hart's body was found when it washed ashore. Someone spotted a foot in a shoe that washed ashore. The body was identified as Hannah Hart. Unfortunately, 16-year-old Dante's body has never been found. He was presumed dead, and a death certificate was issued in April of 2019. A witness that was camping by at the time of the crash heard a car engine accelerating and then a loud crash. Police searched the Hart family home just days after the murders. The home was fairly clean. In the couple's room, they had a double bed. Another bedroom had 2 foam love seats and a court statements with thousands of dollars that was owed by the Hart women. Two of the dogs that were still in the home were picked up by the animal shelter, which confuses me because they spared the dogs' lives but took the lives of their children. Anyways, after the family deaths, detectives went through Sarah's cell phone and discovered some very alarming Google searches. The Google searches confirmed that this murder-suicide was premeditated. Some of the questions that were asked were, quote, can 500 milligrams of Benadryl kill a 120-pound woman? Is death by drowning relatively painless? How long does it take to die from hypothermia while drowning in a car? No-kill shelters for dogs. These Google searches were deleted immediately by Sarah, but we all know that anything you search or put on the internet is there forever. A toxicology report was done on 6 of the Hart family members. Jennifer had at least 5 beers in her system. She had a 0.10% alcohol level. The legal limit in California is 0.8%. Marcus, Abigail, and Jeremiah had high doses of diphenhydramine in their bodies, which is an active ingredient in Benadryl that causes drowsiness. They weren't able to perform a toxicology report on Sierra due to her body being in the ocean for weeks, so any evidence of her being drugged as well would have been washed away. Sarah had the highest dose of diphenhydramine. Her dose was so high, she would of course been drowsy, but also hallucinating and experiencing heart palpitations, which is a sensation that the heart is racing or skipping a beat. There is a documentary about the Hart family called Broken Hearts on Discovery Plus. Dante Davis, who was Jeremiah, Dante, and Sierra's biological brother, did not know that his siblings were dead until 7 months after the incident. In March of 2018, when the incident occurred, 19-year-old Dante Davis was serving a 3-year sentence for robbery. He was released in October of 2018. He shared in an interview that when he first found out, he didn't cry, he just went cold. He stated in the interview, quote, that was the last little hope I had in my life, you know. I had that hope that I was going to see my little brothers again, and one day we're gonna kick it. I used to cry sometimes thinking what we could be doing growing up, end quote. We're going to discuss some of Dante's background. Dante's mother, Sherry, struggled with substance abuse. I did not know this, but Jeremiah and Sierra were actually born with cocaine in their system. Jeremiah, Devante, Sierra, and Dante were placed in their first foster home together. According to records, Dante lashed out at his siblings. His foster mother said that he got so upset his eyes rolled in the back of his head. 7 days later, he was sent to a psychiatric hospital. He spent 3 weeks there where he was, quote, chemically restrained, end quote, or was giving a shot that sedated him and also knocked him unconscious. After his time in the hospital, he was placed in a therapeutic foster home for children with major behavioral problems. He attempted to take himself out by strangling himself with a belt. He was diagnosed with several mental health issues, bipolar, ADHD, and ODD, which means oppositional defiant disorder. He was placed on numerous amounts of medications. In my personal opinion, I dislike when the system diagnoses these babies these issues. Some may be severely ill, but most of these children just want someone to love them, care for them, and show them attention. That is why they act out, and I believe this was the case for Dante. In 2006, when Jeremiah, Devante, and Sierra were able to live with their aunt, they were reunited with Dante, and he explains that he was happy again. Unfortunately, this did not last long. 6 months later, a caseworker made a surprise visit to their aunt's house and saw that they were alone with their biological mother. All 4 children were placed in foster care. The Hart women adopted 3 out of 4 children: Jeremiah, Devante, and Sierra. Dante was not adopted by the Hart women due to his behavioral problems. Unfortunately, Dante would bounce through the foster care system, but he never gave up hope that he would be reunited with his siblings. The last time he saw them, they were 1, 2, and 4 years old. In January of 2007, Dante was put in a non-profit residential treatment center for troubled children in Houston. While being there, he remembered seeing other children receiving Christmas gifts and visits from their family, and that is all he wanted. Every single month, he would ask his caseworker about his siblings. His caseworker reached out to the Hart women to see if Dante could keep in contact with his siblings, but they declined. I hope Dante is doing well and getting the proper help and healing that he needs. This is one of the most saddest cases I have ever heard of, especially due to the fact that children were involved. I forgot to mention this, but the small adoption agency in Minnesota that allowed the Hart women to adopt these children had a history of violations. One that included failure to properly conduct home studies for pending placements. Records show that authorities and school officials contacted them on numerous occasions with concerns of abuse. Unfortunately, nothing was done, or it was too late. These children were failed so many times, it's ridiculous. It's unfortunate how many kids are hurt and unfortunately killed due to the system failing them. I hope stricter adoption rules were implemented after this incident. Rest in paradise to these beautiful babies. I hope that their biological families are getting the proper help and healing that they need. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If this type of content interests you, please like, comment, and subscribe, and also share this video.